Welcome CDL fans. It is time for our third and final segment of our June 29 game day. The last segment of June here in the Car Demolition League is the 8th to last game day of the season, right? So I think we're going to start seeing these playoff races really heat up. Well, they already have. As a matter of fact, we got two teams in the midst of the Eastern Conference playoff race on the field as of right now. We got the Buffalo Warriors, 5 wins, 6 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss. And despite only having 16 points, being a little under that 500 mark, they are just 3 points back, or they came into this game day just 3 points back of the Tampa Bay Gators. Well, here's the thing. Tampa Bay, Miami, and Toronto, currently sitting 6th through 4th, all got wins today, right? So the time has come for a team like Buffalo. They need to step up their game, but so do their opponents, the Boston Vandals. Boston, 6 wins, 6 losses. No ties or OT losses. 18 points. Came into this game day just 1 point out. Sitting in 7th place. Buffalo was in 8th place. Crucial matchup between two teams who are currently on the outside looking in on the playoff picture. And of course, 4th through 6th place all got wins today. So we're playing catch up here. And definitely this is huge for whoever can get the W in this one. So let's get a look at the lineups. For the visiting Buffalo Warriors, they lead the way with yellow custom today, followed by what at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's Tyrell and that 5-point gainer. It's going to be Toy Soldier. To the home side of the field, the Boston Vandals lead the way with Nitro today, followed by Blue Dragon 2. At the captain spot is Vendetta, and that 5-point gainer for the Boston Vandals is Yellow Spider. So both these teams meeting for the second time this season. In their first meeting, Buffalo got the win at home, 15-5. Boston now on their home field, or on the home side of the field, now looks to even things up here between the two, or get some revenge, and off to a good start. Yellow custom down, 5-0. Vandals in the lead to start this game off. Out there for Buffalo now is what? They'll try to even this game up. Nitro trying to tie things, or trying to get the 10-0 lead. What is the car trying to tie? Oh, that was close. Close to an interference. There is none. Both cars were still up in the process, so they'll just switch sides here. And back to their own sides they go. Back and forth. Trading sides of the field. Now we have a good flip. Nitro is down. So Buffalo ties the game at 5. That now brings out Blue Dragon for the Vandals. And almost a flip right there. What's staying up? Tell you what, you got unstable and now goes out of play because good defensive cars are so capable of doing the score 5-5 as the match continues here. Blue Dragon 2, known for his offensive skill, has what a little off balance here as he handled the edge that time. And that's what you want to see. You don't want to see a car on 4 wheels, and that time we had a clip shot and it's a good flip. So Blue Dragon 2 is down. And it was a little clip shot right there, a little grazer that was just good enough. And what gives Buffalo the lead? And as a matter of fact, what was about to go out of play, but we got this little, I don't know if you can hear that on camera or not. It's like a little goal post, if you will, almost, but it's not. It's just like a ring post, more or less. But that's what ran into it. It kept them on the field right there. And you can bounce off these things. It does not count as interference. It's all part of that playing surface. So the score, 10-5. Warriors in the lead as that brings out Vendetta. Oh, great defensive maneuver. Do a barrel roll, somehow staying alive, but couldn't stay in it forever. 15-5 again. And the Buffalo Warriors victorious over the Boston Vandals. A 3-0 day for what from the middleman spot. You know, there was a lot of criticism of the what models, and it was given by me mainly. I said the what models can't do it anymore, and here we see what and who and why. They're all coming out this year and having just a really great outing of a season overall between all of them. So just fantastic stuff that I'm actually seeing from all these what models this year. But 15-5 here. It's because of the original what model, and of course his name, that maiden name, I guess, what, right? Gets the job done here. Former Philadelphia Demon, as a matter of fact. Some people don't know that. So when he came to the Buffalo Warriors, there was really kind of a stir because of the rivalry between the two teams at the time. So Anyways, we're about to move on along with our game day here. Man, that was back in 2010, 2009, 2010, 2000, in that time period. Anyways, we got the Chicago Wind Attack and the Detroit Devils coming up next. A Central Division rivalry. I mean, when is Chicago and Detroit not putting on some kind of rival sort of match, you know? Whether it's, anyways, you get the point. So, this film has been copyrighted. No, anyways. Coming up next, though, Wind Attack and Devils. Stay tuned. Welcome back, CDL fans. Time for our next matchup from the Central Division, the Chicago Wind Attack. Jim Hull Sr.'s team on the road to take on the Detroit Devils, a league-operated organization as of right now. The Chicago Wind Attack coming into this game day with a record of 6 wins, 5 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. 19 points on the season. They were tied with Seattle for 7th place in the West coming into this game day, and the wins are crucial for this team at this point. Their opponents, the Detroit Devils, 2 points ahead of Chicago in the standings. They got themselves a record of 7 wins and 5 losses, no ties or OT losses, so 21 points to 19. They came into this game day 5th place, or tied for 5th place, in the Western Conference with the Denver Mustangs, who've yet to play. But with Houston getting the win, and of course Phoenix getting the win, and LA getting the win, you know, definitely Detroit wanting to step their game up to play the keep-up role. But huge game for both these squads in this Central Division showdown, or a melee in the Midway, I guess, or a melee in the Midwest. It's better. Anyways, Chicago and Detroit, let's get a look at the lineups. Leading the way for the Wind Attack today is going to be R, followed by Red Detta at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, last year's most valuable player, or most valuable car, that is Hot Indy, and at 5-point gainer is Blue Dragon. To the home side of the field, we got Pioneer leading the way for the Detroit Devils today, followed by the rookie and the number 2 overall pick of the CDL draft, and this past year, V-Dub. At the captain spot is Spectite, and that 5-point gainer is going to be Black Marinella. Spectite, the original Spectite, at the captain spot for Detroit, started his career with the Roswell Aliens back in 2011. And of course the team changed their name to be the Detroit Devils after the original team was basically put out, and then, you know, we kept Detroit in the league basically after they became all league op and whatever. So anyhows, R and Pioneer leading us off. Chicago, one of the original 6 teams of the CDL, out there competing, and they got a lead. And you know what? Chicago's been missing that all year. They've been missing R getting flips. He's been good at it in the past. Crash Bowl champion with Chicago way back in 2016. Remember Crash Bowl 20? What a game that was. V-Dub now out there, though. V-Dub, the rookie, trying to cement his little legacy as he's got it going pretty good here. So V-Dub gets the flip. We are tied at 5. These two teams did meet on the May 24th game day. And on that game day, Detroit got a win in overtime. So we'll see if that happens here today. Out of play goes Red Detta. V-Dub was down, but the out of play is going to save them. We are still tied at 5. I did read that, right? Anyways, yes, Detroit did get that win in overtime. And what a move by Red Detta. He's able to barrel roll himself back up. And it's a 10-5 game. A good flip for Chicago there. And thanks to some defensive effort by Red Detta. 10-5, Wind Attack in the lead. Red Detta looking to put it away. On Spectite, who's able to stay up himself. 2 good defensive cars on the field, and playing the edge as if it's flat. Red Detta is still in this one. Amazing move, but that time he is down on his side. No rolling back from that one. 10-10 now the score. Another classic between the Wind Attack and the Devils. What do you know? The only 2 northern teams really from the Central Division, or would you call them northern teams? Yeah, compared to Denver and San Antonio and Houston and Mexico City, right? So really only 3 northern teams, I would say, in the Western Conference. We gotta throw Seattle in, but they're in the Pacific. So anyhow, tied at 10. we got Hot Indy out there taking on Spectite. So the 2020 MVP versus the 2011 Rookie of the Year and the 2012 MVP. So here we go. I think it was 2012. Actually, he might have been 2011 MVP for that matter. He's got a flip right here. 15-10 the score. As Hot Indy goes down, that injury has plagued them ever since, but 15-10 as we continue. Blue Dragon will try to force overtime. Spectite going for the win. They'd love to go 2-0 against Chicago this season. A flip away from doing just that. It's offense versus defense out there, but Spectite getting some good hits. He's having to do some barrel rolls, though, to keep it in. This time, Spectite out of play. Still 15-10, match continuing. And folks, we are going to overtime for the second time today in between two teams that went to overtime on May 24th. So yes, $5 more to two different charities, Animal Cancer Foundation and to the St. Jude's Hospital, Children's Hospital. So, in overtime, Blue Dragon out there for the Chicago Wind Attack, Black Marinello out there for the Detroit Devils. And here we go, in OT. Both cars staying up on their first collision of overtime. Out of play goes Blue Dragon that time. Still 15-15. Still an OT, a smash mouth car versus a more aerodynamic car. Black Marinello definitely having the weight advantage over Blue Dragon as he sends him out of play yet again. Blue Dragon missing that old front end that he had in his youth, I should say. As that time, both cars went out of play, so we still have a 15-all match. Both cars somehow stayed in play and up on that collision. This matchup is on. And this time, Black Marinello with the flip, 20-15 in overtime, and the Detroit Devils at home get another overtime win over their division rivals, the Chicago Wind Attack. Tough loss for Jim Hull Sr. as both of his teams continue to struggle this year. And hey, Jim Hull Sr. is another team owner that's had recent success. Now, if we look back on it, I mean, yes, we talk about Kuma, Brandon Kuma winning 3 out of the last 4, but 2016 and 2018, Jim Hull Sr. ended up as Crash Bowl champion with both of his teams, with Chicago in 16, San Antonio in 18, and now seeing them both struggle. It's a tough one to watch. I would definitely have to say if you're a fan of him or either of his organizations, but a tough loss here today, but they do pick up a point. They got that going for them, but Detroit getting the big 3 that they really needed. 7 game days to go after this, man. Things are going to tighten up, and it could be a very different looking playoffs from last year, just saying. But a lot of game days left, right? Coming up next, as a matter of fact, we are going to head to the Eastern Conference for their last matchup of the day. From the Atlantic Division, the Puerto Rico Playas on the road to take on the Philadelphia Demons. So it's Alex Johnson versus Shane Geiser. Coming up next. Stay tuned. CDL Studios, the home of a very tuckered out collision kitten. You see Renji there. We're about to take it to the field here and get this camera all set up as we get set for our next matchup on tap here. And sorry for the shake-up here, folks, but you're going to see it very soon. We got the Philadelphia Demons and the Puerto Rico Playas, and I'm going to get us focused, and then I'll shut up here. Well, CDL fans, as promised, here it is, the matchup between the Puerto Rico Playas and the Philadelphia Demons. So, Alex Johnson's Puerto Rico Playas today come in here with the record of 4 wins, 6 losses, no ties, and 2 overtime losses. That puts them at 10th place in the Eastern Conference coming into this game day. We'll see where they finish once it's all done. Alex Johnson's squad trying to get their season going, and of course 5 points back from a playoff spot coming in, but of course all those teams winning. So crucial times for them. To the home side of the field, we got Shane Geiser and his Philadelphia Demons, who are in no danger of losing their lead in the Atlantic Division. With Miami getting the win, they're up to 24 points. But Philadelphia safely there with 27 points. 9 wins and 3 losses for those 27 points. They sit second place in the Eastern Conference, but they want to keep up with the New York Empire for that first place spot. Of course, try and hunt down that cobbleward, right? So Philly on that mission of their own, you know, trying to stay towards the top of the standings in general. And of course, hey, the more separation you can get on these teams, closer you get to a playoff spot. So a big matchup from the Atlantic Division between these two divisional rivals, and let's get a look at the lineup. Sub-Zero leads the way for Puerto Rico today. Following him out there is Rowdy. At the captain spot for Alex Johnson's Puerto Rico Playas, it is Raditude Jr., the rookie out there. And at the 5-point gainer spot is Blue Dragon, or my mistake, Blue BMW. Matter of fact, Raditude Jr., I believe, was the number 3 overall pick of last year's draft. So, oddly enough, Miami had the number 1 pick, and he got dropped, actually. He got dropped in the first round cuts. So, the first round pick of the 2021 draft ain't out there. To the home side, though, we got Shane Geiser's successful squad, the Philadelphia Demons. Not to say that Miami isn't, right? Silver Molina leads the way for them today, followed by Hammer Jr. at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's going to be Red Spectite, and that 5-point gainer is going to be High Tech. High Tech is actually the same model of car as Sub-Zero is. Now, when these two teams met on May 24th, as all of these teams did today, Philadelphia got a resounding win, 15-0 on the road. We'll see if the same thing happens here. Out of play goes Sub-Zero on the very first collision. So the game tied up, still scoreless as it started. Silver Molina and Sub-Zero battling it out. Two solid defensive cars. Yes, solid enough collision. They both stay in it. The match continues. Silver Molina staying steady as the Sub-Zero. They'll switch sides here, and Sub-Zero with a good flip. And that's 5 points for the Puerto Rico Playas. They are in the lead as that brings out Hammer Jr. for the Demons, and almost went down there. Sub-Zero almost got under him. And now this time, really, Sub-Zero got launched, but staying up there. Whoa, that time he had a bad roll. Bad roll, back to opposite sides. They'll do it again. They ruled no contact, and this time Sub-Zero going way out of play as he caught some air. Heavy air for Sub-Zero as we have a 5-0 game. His Playas in the lead, and out of play, Sub-Zero again, the guilty culprit in that. His team still wins. He looks for that lead here, and able to stay up with Sub-Zero. They'll switch sides now. Interference, Sub-Zero teaming up there, or tagging up with his teammates, and that keeps him in the game. Still 5-0. Sub-Zero playing great defense right now. Great field awareness. That time, though, he had interference with his opponent. That's going to save Hammer Jr., keep him in the game. Still 5-0 in the score. Got defense versus offense here. And so far, neither side giving in close to an interference there, but they'll switch yet again. Out of play that time for Sub-Zero. And a gray shot, again, another out of play. So the score still stands, 5-0. Puerto Rico in the lead, and both cars that time guilty of being out of play. So we will continue. Car staying up that time around. Interference that time. Both cars guilty of the interference. Still 5-0. Playas in the lead. Sub-Zero just being stubborn here. He's a tough flip to get for any car, and that time going out of play. He's as tough to flip as any car really is, despite that 4-6-0-2 record. But keeping this team in it here, keeping this team with the lead, make it 10-0. Gray shot. Hammer Jr. down. Puerto Rico up 10-0. That now brings out Red Spectite for Philadelphia. And he's a pretty good defensive car himself, but Sub-Zero has been on point, but up to that point. 10-5. Philly is on the board. That now brings out Rowdy, who will get the chance to put this game away. Almost did right there. He's a heavyweight car. He can get the flip. Red Spectite needing good defense. He needs to weather this storm that Rowdy is bringing to the field right now. To try to hang on and get his team a win. Now switching sides here. Maybe they'll work in this advantage, and out of play he goes. I don't think he liked that other side. Red Spectite goes out of play. Still a 10-5 game in favor of the Playas. They are one flip away from winning this thing. Almost had it yet again. Red Spectite hanging on though. And gets the flip. We are tied at 10 between these Atlantic Division foes. That brings out the rookie, Raditude Jr. out there to battle with the longtime veteran, that's Red Spectite, who used to play for Alex Johnson back in the day. So maybe there's a little bit of animosity, maybe, but no, he goes down right there. There might be animosity, but it gets shut down right there by the rookie. Raditude Jr. gives Puerto Rico the big 15-10 lead and now looks for the win. High Tech trying to force overtime for Philly. Almost had overtime right there. A good barrel roll maneuver, able to stay up was Raditude Jr. And this time, Raditude Jr. is down. And folks, for the third time today, you guessed it, we're headed into overtime. So a big donation day here. It's going to be $15 to each charity on this one. Game tied at 15. Blue BMW out there now for the Puerto Rico Playas. High Tech out there for the Philadelphia Demons. Here we go in overtime. Philly and Puerto Rico. Both cars staying up. They continue to battle and it's over right there. 20-15 the final. In OT, the Puerto Rico Playas getting the win on the road over the Philadelphia Demons. A strong game day for Alex Johnson. And a point for Philly. So they weren't really finding themselves in dire straits today, as far as the standings go, and maybe that kind of showed up. Maybe when they get some kind of a big lead, do they slack off? Now, of course, when the playoffs come around, it's not a best-of series anymore, and it hasn't been for a couple of years now. And I wonder if that will play into effect. But anyways, 20-15 the final in overtime. Puerto Rico getting the win over Philadelphia, and we are about as ready as we're going to be, I'd say, for our main event. Brandon Kuma and his Mexico City Jaguars leading the Western Conference coming into this game day. They are going to be home to take on the Denver Mustangs, who are trying to close the gap between the two. Central Division showdown. Mustangs, Jags, next. Here we are, CDL fans, time for our main event of the June 29th game day. The final game of June, as a matter of fact. Western Conference showdown from the Central Division. We got the Denver Mustangs on the road with a 6-win, 3-loss, no tie, and 3 overtime loss record. On the road to take on the 9-win, 3-loss, no ties or OT losses with 27 points, the Mexico City Jaguars. Jaguars with those 27 points currently leading the Western Conference as far as the game day goes, but Phoenix got a win today. So if Mexico City loses this one, Phoenix would jump up into that #1 spot. That being said, the Denver Mustangs, they're trying to hang on today. They came to this game day tied with the Detroit Devils for the 5th seed, but they themselves, because of a tiebreaker, are holding down the 6th seed. So just hanging on to that final playoff spot right now. Huge matchup for both sides involved. Let's get down to business. Let's get a look at the lineups. Leading off for the league-operated Denver Mustangs, it is Purple Custo. Following Purple Custo out there is going to be Golden Rat. At the captain spot is Highlight, new addition to this team, and that 5-point gainer is Who. So Who's done fairly well from his spot there when he's had to since coming back at the right before the trade deadline, as a matter of fact. To the home side, we got Solid Snake leading the way for the Mexico City Jaguars. Following him out there, it's going to be 48 Hours. At the captain spot for Brandon Kuma's Mexico City Jaguars, that's Inquisitor and Charizard as the 5-point gainer position today. Both teams set and ready to go. 2 offensive cars leading us off, and they take each other out on the first collision. 5-5 the score. Let's have a look back in the looking glass to see what happened the first time these two teams met up with each other. Mexico City got a 15-0 win on the road. Starting off a little closer than that today. So that brings out Golden Rat and 48 Hours. Game tied at 5. These two might have a good one. 2016 MVP gets taken down. Golden Rat out of the game right there. 48 hours gives Mexico City a 10-5 lead. Now goes for the win. Highlight trying to even things up. Trying to keep Denver in this game. A little unstableness from 48 hours. But hanging on there, and this time both cars able to stay up. And look at that. Booker T, eat your heart out. Good little spin maneuver by 48 hours. And we have an issue here. We have a car lost in the fray here. In the mesh. Highlight. Way out of play. He almost got lost in there. So the score is still 10-5 in favor of the Mexico City Jaguars. They look to put this game away in interference. They're both still up though, still 10-5. And out of play goes Highlight. All four wheels off the field. Out of play, that saves 48 hours. Still 10-5. Mexico City in the lead, trying to get that win. As these two continue to go at it. Good battle on hand, two good defensive cars. Fighting this one out. Desperate times for Highlight is, ooh, they actually do collide here. They get stuck, they'll be pulled apart. Neither side had the advantage, and I think we got a good flip. Yes, we do. He's not touching the edge, and this game is over. 15-5, the final score, and the Mexico City Jaguars will get the win here at home over the Denver Mustangs. A huge win for them, as they will hang on to first place in the West and keep hot on the trail of the New York Empire, who got a win today. So let's see, 28 goes to 31, 31-30 in points. So close battle between those two for the Cobb Award, which is basically an award for having the best record of the regular season. But what a battle it is. Jaguars and Empire. But Mexico City getting the win, 15-5. And folks, that will do it for June here in the Car Demolition League. We will be back again on July 2nd. That'll be this Friday. And we'll have some more great games. All divisional game day yet again. Not too sure what the main event's going to end up being, but we'll see in time. So definitely appreciate you joining us for this one. Definitely appreciate any support that I can get for doing this crazy Toy Car Demolition Derby League. Definitely appreciate it. And if you liked it, go on ahead, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell, get notifications, and join us on Facebook at Car Demolition League. We are open to be noticed publicly, right? But all you gotta do is fill out a couple of questions. I ask a couple of questions, and I'll let you in more than likely. But yeah, just asking where did you hear about the league and stuff like that. But yeah, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. Car Demolition League, bringing you Toy Car Demolition Derby action, the manual kind. No treadmills needed. Not to say anything's wrong with the treadmills. I love that stuff. It's pretty cool, man. So, anyways, that does it for today's game day. Jim Holst Jr. here, thanking you for watching. Much love as always. Until next time, take care of yourselves, be yourselves, and peace.
Today we feed our domination.